Hi guys, I'm Arianna. I work for Douglas Elliman Real Estate in Long Beach on the Alex Rubin team. This is Alex.
Hello.
This is our intro video for our channel. We're going to be posting some educational videos and some, fun stuff to do around Long Beach. I've been working for Douglas Elliman technically since April, but I started full-time in August of this year. So it'll be, what is that, 3 months now?
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm also Alex's assistant, so we get to spend almost every day together, which is super fun.
Wow. Okay.
Now you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Alex Rubin. Obviously, Douglas Elliman Real Estate. I've been here 15 years, believe it or not. We have a team of 7 people currently, I believe, including myself. So we have 7 people. And we do rentals, we do sales, we do investment properties. Not as much, but it's mostly, most of our businesses in the Long Beach area. We're centered in this area and the surrounding areas, Oceanside, a little bit in the 5 towns.
South Shore, Nassau.
South Shore of Nassau. Sort of concentrate in that area. And we try to sort of, the way I like to work the team is to have a specific person who works a certain area. So like Monica on the team, me and her have great synergies, and we basically, anything that's in Oceanside, we do together. And it's just a better way of working, I hope I figured it out after 15 years.
And I grew up in Wantaw, so I do try and, I guess, focus my market there as well.
But you're getting a lot of stuff here too, so that's good. Fun.
I guess for like people my age, they want to go out and start renting, right? They want to move out of their parents' house. They're sick of living with them.
Right.
They want to go out and rent. What would you say to them for someone, I guess someone young, someone in their early 20s, they want to go out and rent something. Would you recommend that they wait and buy something? Or do you think that it's worth it to rent instead of investing your money?
Personally, we do a lot of rentals, and I think last month we won some, came in second of the most rentals.
In the company.
But I was taught from my father early on. I must have been like 8 years old, and he basically says, you don't want someone else signing your checks, which he means he wanted us to be entrepreneurial, and he also was really anti-renting. He said, just stay home another year, have the money, and then buy something. And honestly, I did do that initially. I bought something in the city and totally lost my shirt because I just happened to buy it at the wrong time.
Gotcha.
So it was like in the 1980s, like right out of college, and I was scared that my father was going to kill me if I rented. So, because once, you're basically paying off someone's mortgage.
Yeah.
But then there are instances where it's actually better to, there are certain times, like right now, just because prices are so crazy, it might be better to rent at this point, and wait to see where the market settles. But I would save as much money and live off the parents as possible.
Yes.
I hope my kids aren't watching
Stay
this,
home.
because we don't want you back. We love you, but we don't want you back in our house. It's very nice, the two of us. Mom and Dad are not looking for you to come back home. Anyway, this is fun.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
I could do this more often.
What would you recommend to someone who's looking to enter the real estate field?
I had a very difficult time transitioning from
old
business.
Give some information about your background, because they don't know anything about you.
Oh, okay, that's true. You don't know anything about me? Where's all that advertising dollars going? No, so I basically out of college went to work in the garment center, and spent 22 or 23 years in the garment center, manufacturing really ugly, cheap dresses. But it was a great business for a long time, and then I saw it changing, and I decided to get out, and I just stumbled into real estate basically. But I did have a terrible first year. I thought I was like hot stuff coming out of I'm a business person and all this stuff. And it was hard. Like I actually took a job at a big company and I thought I'd transition into it. Mm-hmm. And after the first weekend, I said, oh my God, this is so hard. I can't do it. And I called up. I never started that job. Yeah.
You didn't start at Douglas Elliman?
No. I started. I was in the garment center.
Oh, okay.
And then and I basically called up the guy who offered me a job in the garment center, and I said, I just can't do it. I'm sorry. It was really weird, but that's not what I typically do.
Yeah.
But it was just so crazy the first, I worked on a project for someone in the office. It was like a new development, and I was just running around like crazy, nonstop, and it was actually good. It gave me a good head start in the business.
Yeah. But even though you had a bad
it's a great business. No, it is a great business, but it is nothing like the shows. I did a show about 12 years ago when no one was watching them, so it didn't matter. And then I actually did one about a year and a half ago, in the springtime, and I didn't even. What? It's on
Peacock.
I never watched it.
Yeah.
I have too many subscriptions, and I'm not paying for it.
When the first conversation I ever had with Alex, he told me about this show because I used to, before I got into real estate, I was very big in watching like HGTV, Selling Sunset, all the stuff that I'm not allowed to watch.
Banned from watching those shows.
But the first thing he tells me about the show, and of course I'm gonna look it up, and he was like, "Oh, look it up," and he's like, "Send it to me." So I actually found it, and I actually watched like the episode. I watched you on it.
And I never did.
It's on Peacock. I forgot what it's called. I'll try and drop the link.
It's got to be embarrassing.
In the details.
More embarrassing than this.
Not that I get embarrassed. Rockville Center, I think.
It was in Rockville Center, yeah, and I didn't even sell it. The house was so terrible.
So I guess those real estate shows aren't very good marketing.
That's one of the few that I didn't make any money on. Mm-hmm. It happens. But I don't want to publicly say how much I made the first year, but it was probably about half of what my health insurance cost is what I made.
So not a lot.
Yeah, so thank God I had some money to spare. Mm-hmm. But if money is tight, real estate's not the thing for you.
Yeah, so take your time, save up. That's what I
think I warned you that. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I always say I'm not trying to talk you out of it, just that it's
just
not.
Just be prepared. Like I think you have to have like realistic expectations going into it. Like I spent a good 6 months like saving up money. I made sure that I had. Granted, I live at home, so I don't have like a lot of overhead bills or anything like that. But I made sure that I had at least 6 months to cover my bills for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that was my advice, but that's okay. Or I scared you into my advice. Yeah. So that worked
and that's
out.
why I didn't get to start real estate right away. Yes. And I took a,
But Arianna's really good. She's going to be a great agent. As long as I keep teaching her everything.
Yeah. But yeah, we have a good time.
Yes. So, if you're not having fun, do something else.
By far the funnest job I've ever had. So
that's because of me.
Yeah. Okay. How do you handle the work-life balance?
It's tough because a lot of times I commit to stuff with my wife and kids, and you get that call. All of a sudden, like you get a call, and it's like you sort of gotta run. I mean, I try to get notice from everybody, but there's still people and they talk you into it. Most of the time, the people aren't good anyway. Yeah. So it's like, do you really want to, cancel something on your family when...
Because they're like in your corner. They're the ones that like support you the most.
Right. And so it is hard that way, but there's also, with all the technology, I think it's really easier. Like I embrace all the technology. I don't think me sneaking like an email under the table is not respecting who I'm with. It's, I try not to, but you do have to answer certain things. And a lot of the things, especially even with like Zillow, the Zillow calls come in whenever. And sometimes you wake up in the morning and there's like 3 Zillow calls that you missed. And then I'm like, oh, I can't believe I missed this. But like, it's not changing my life. So, but you want to answer as fast as possible. So it's you have the time and you have the flexibility, but it is challenging at times. But your spouses and friends and family, they all sort of get it.
Yeah. Well, they need to. I feel like that's like
they have to, because I'm not.
They
I love doing it, so I'm not going to stop. So unless I get threatened. Unless I get threatened.
Yeah.
Michelle's like, I had enough of this already. No more breaking any dates. No date nights. Date night, unbreakable. So anyway, this
you
is
have to make time for your dog now too.
And Ruby, anyone who wants to walk my dog, great dog, best
She's
dog I ever
adorable,
had.
yeah.
Very adorable.
Very high energy.
High energy, yes.
The highest of energy.
Yes, definitely. What's like much different than what you expected? Is it harder? Is it easier?
I feel like
is it more fun?
my position makes it easier.
Right.
But I've been struggling with like time management, which is something I used to be very good at.
Most people aren't.
Yeah.
At that.
No. Yeah. I used to be good at time management though. Like high school, I was always very involved. I always I had good grades, so I was able to do all my schoolwork, have a job, do my extracurriculars. Like I was very present. And then it kind of just I think the pandemic probably didn't help very much. And
you had to bring up the pandemic.
Sorry.
I said no negativity in the office. I hate
I'm just
COVID.
saying it.
I never had it, never am getting it. But we'll see what happens.
But yeah, I feel like that's been my biggest struggle, along with confidence and building that up. But I know I can do it. It's just kind of just getting to that point.
Right.
We're good now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.